doing? Where's the guy you thought you would find? A little bird in a great plane, fooling around to get him out of your mind. Hell, honey, how did a nice girl like you get into this business? How did a nice girl like you get caught in this game? Sweet little broadleaf in Scranton, and a pretty doll in her hand, a growing heartbeat deep in her tummy, gonna hook a daddy-type man. Hell, honey, how did a nice girl like you get into this trouble? How did a nice girl like you get to be misled? Kid, you're making it big now, but your smile is beginning to fade. It's a tough world and tough people run it. Play it cool, you've already been laid. Shucks, honey, how did a nice girl like you get into the money? How did a nice girl like you get into the door? How did a nice girl like you get into this business? How did a nice girl like you get caught in this game?
Would you like another drink?
Now don't you try to make an alcoholic out of me. The very thought of another glass of that green poison that you drink turns my stomach.
Rosa, what do you want from my life?
I am going to bed. Wake me at 5, Louis. I have an appointment with the hairdresser. I can't possibly see the Angelis tonight looking like the way I do.
Rose, if you sleep all day, you're going to start wandering around in the night again. Oh, Rose. Hello?
Excuse me, but I couldn't help overhearing your conversation. Are you really the Duke of Caracciolo?
That is correct.
Signor, I have a wonderful surprise for you.
Young lady, a surprise like you for an Italian nobleman has always time.
I'm sure you're going to love it.
Signorina, can you give me a hint? What is the surprise?
Just look at me.
Look at you, but that's what I'm doing.
How would you like to look at me in room 102?
Oh, Signorina, I'm shocked.
I can guarantee it won't be an unpleasant shock.
I suppose you can't guarantee this.
Have you ever heard of Scranton?
You mean my old friend Bill Scranton?
No, I mean Scranton, Pennsylvania. That's a little town full of Civil War monuments and cannons and churches. People still go to bed at 9 o'clock, eat popcorn on Sunday nights, and pray for the president. Everybody makes a living off the masses of anthracite coal they have there. It buries the ugly town in dirt. Girls can only dream of the world outside where fashionable New York ladies wear fancy dresses from Paris. In those days, my dreams were mostly of love. Ronnie Markham was the type of boy a girl likes to take home. His parents were Danish and wanted him to go to college to become somebody. He would have done anything to win the heart of, I guess, the greatest baton twirler in the history of West Scranton High School, which happened to be me. At the ball games, when I stepped out in that gorgeous costume of mine and whirled the baton, the girls just cried with envy. Especially when thousands of screaming students almost took the stadium apart, raving over my performance. Hi, Mom. Come on, Ronnie. My mom couldn't have been happier. My school days were nearly over, and looking at Ronnie made her dream about grandchildren. My father was a mining consultant, and as puritanical as any other father who only has one daughter to lose. I was only 10 years old when I realized that boys have something that girls don't. Come on, Ronnie. Hi, Daddy. Let's go.
Good evening, Mr. Keefe.
Now, don't get in any trouble, Ronnie.
Of course not, Mr. Keefe.
Decent kid there, Ronnie.
Ronnie had everything a girl could ask for. Everything, that is, except sex appeal. Of this, he had about as much as his exhaust pipe. We girls had hard, fast rules. Never a kiss on the first night, no more than 3 on the second. Unlimited kissing in every activity from the waist up after a month or so, but never the real thing. When I heard that a girl who always gave in to boys was the first one to get married, I began wondering who was right, especially when I found myself closing my eyes and dreaming of being caressed by Nick Colliero. Nick was older and the dead opposite of Ronnie. More than once, I caught him eyeing me in a breathtakingly direct way. He was frightening and fascinating at the same time. I had a feeling that this sort of guy always got what he liked, whereas Ronnie only got what I liked.
Hey, Lynn, I got what you wanted. Lynn.
Hey, man. You're Ronnie Markham, aren't you?
Yeah, but what do you think you're doing? You almost ran into me.
Sorry about that. Hey, listen. I want to invite you up to a blast at my place Saturday night. Can you make it?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Well, that's very nice of you, Nick. Why, sure I'll come. Thanks a lot.
Welcome to the party, Ronnie. Glad you could come, man.
Thanks again, Nick.
Find the place all right?
Sure. Oh, I'm sorry. I'd like you to meet Lynn, Nick.
Hi.
Hello.
Want a drink? Beer and Coke's all we got.
I'd love a beer. Not here in front of all these people.
What's wrong? They're all doing it. Well, anyway, I just saw a couple who were...
I didn't know Ronnie was so hooked on sex.
Thank you.
Who, me?
Well, now we know. Why don't you take your chick in the back room, man?
Oh, no,
Count
Nick.
me out.
What do you mean?
Okay. Let's all have a drink together, huh?
Yeah.
Here's to a groovy night.
Nick had a fantastic way of making... And Ronnie, instead of quietly drinking his beer, all of a sudden began to behave real stupid. He was obviously trying to show Nick that he too was able to get along with girls. He really didn't look afraid. Wow! Ronnie! What about Ronnie?
What about Ronnie?
Oh, I came with him.
So you want to wait till he wakes up?
That was the way Nick handled things. When he led me to that crazy motorbike of his, I somehow got nervous. We're gonna take that?
Put your foot on it. Here, hook that up.
I can't see it.
Put your feet up here.
His cool approach to that ride didn't fool me. I sensed that something was going to happen, but I couldn't possibly know how fast this devil was. next day was just awful. I was sure everybody could see in my face what had happened. And the feeling of guilt. Being 16 now, I was in sin exactly as my mother had predicted.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lynn. Happy birthday to you. Mom and I got what you wanted, dear. A real racing bike, so you can go riding with Ronnie.
With you.
Don't you touch me!
I've been trying to call you all week.
I was furious. My heart was pounding like a hammer. How dare he come to our house like that? Oh, I told myself, now you're really in trouble, Lynn Keith.
I know what you go through when I walk out. It's kind of a blend of, what? Erotic, fantasy, and car sickness. This sounds like a good group.
Later that night, I thought about the problem. Did I really want to marry Ronnie? Why not try to change Nick's mind? If I play his game and play it cool, maybe he'll ask me that beautiful question.
Put the ashes on the carpet. No, every night I walk out here, my heart kind of speaks to me. Well, tonight my heart is saying I shouldn't have eaten dinner before I came out here.
I'm going out again. Well, for heaven's sake.
You behave more strangely every day, Lynn.
You never know.
When girls set their minds to break up, they can be a lot more cruel than boys, believe me.
Where have you been? I've called you every day.
I'm sorry, Ronnie, but this is it. I don't love you anymore.
You want to break? Why? You can't just.
Listen, Ronnie, I don't want to hurt you.
But Lynn, I love you. We were going to get married.
Like I said, when girls set their minds on a thing, they get it. That night, I felt like the smartest girl alive. That's you, Nick? This is Lynn Keith. Yes. How about tonight? I said, how about it tonight? What do you mean, how about what? Do I have to spell it out for you or something? No, I'm not putting you on, I promise. I'm on the corner of 4th and Main. I love you, Nick. The second time, I really liked it. To be honest, I was crazy about that guy. He must have thought I was a nympho or something. We never talked of love or marriage. I was just his girl, and we spent almost every night together. More. The rude awakening came with the spring. In those glorious days, my mood...
Im Frühling kam dann das böse Erwachen. Von einem Tag auf den anderen schlug meine gute Stimmung in Angst um. Es war der Augenblick gekommen, wo Nick beweisen musste, dass unsere Liebe mehr war als nur Sex.
Okay, weit genug. Ah, schieß mal los, was gibt's denn so Geheimnisvolles, Baby?
I'm going to have a baby, Nick.
What? You put me on.
No, Nick, I'm pregnant. We have to get married. We have to get married!
Did you ever hear the pill?
Me, you know the Pope has forbidden it.
The Pope! You know the Pope? I don't know the Pope. What the hell does the Pope have to do with it? Look, you're a dumb kid, you know that? Dumb! I mean, don't you know how to take care of yourself? I've been with a lot of chicks.
Take care of myself. Nick, you were the first time.
Oh, come on.
And I love you. I love you, Nick. We have to do something.
We? Nah, not we, honey. Look, you know a lot of guys. Pin this on one of them.
What are you talking about? You're the only guy I've ever been with.
Oh, come on.
You bastard! You dirty, rotten bastard! How can you do this to me? You said you loved me.
Yeah, I loved you. I love you now. But I'm not gonna marry you.
How would you like me to go to the police?
Yeah, I'd love it. I'd love it. I'll even drive you there, Lynn. I want to see their faces when I tell them what a tramp you are. You know that? A tramp! I'll give them a list.
You dirty bastard! I hope you die! Die! I hope you break your neck.
Hey, you want to ride home? Ah!
That was the last I saw of them. Naive as I was, I thought a baby would straighten them up. God, was I wrong again.
Nick! Nick!
By the time I got home, every method of suicide had raced through my mind. But I guess you have to be destined for that. I just couldn't do it. I simply felt like running away. The thought of breaking it to my parents or facing the girls at school was unbearable. I never wanted to see Scranton again until I found myself a nice, good-looking husband. Maybe in New York. So the same night, I took my best clothes and caught the Erie Lackawanna to Hoboken. It was on that filthy train that I saw a colorful ad of the Catskills and switched my plans on the spot. The next day, I started as a waitress at Berkowitz's Lakeview Hotel for $20 a week. They even had a cute uniform, and nobody bothered me with questions. That is...
Hello. I didn't know this hotel would be so much fun.
It isn't.
What time do you finish?
Whenever I'm done.
Well, when you are done, can I buy you a drink?
A drink? Well, I don't know.
Okay, Casanova. First me and now her. Why don't you try the maitre d'?
The staff is not one of the facilities we make available to our guests, Miss Keefe.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir.
The dear old thing seemed so concerned about my morals. But I had already discovered that outside of Pennsylvania, everybody hopped in and out of the sack with each other, especially the staff. Leading the pack, our Austrian maitre d' had a very individual routine for persuading new members of his staff to say, "Ja."
Thank you, Mr. Bauman. Don't you drink? Ow! What are you doing, Mr. Bauman?
Don't play innocent with me.
Ow!
No, I don't live. I remember the first time I saw you. Yeah, you had a sweet little facade, and I saw under it. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that you had a hot passion for 1,001 nights.
But I'm from Scranton, Mr. Bauman.
Yeah, well, that's for the other employees. You crazy little nymph. For you, Horst. Miss Keefe, I must state that your behavior is absolutely incredible.
And then there was Peppino, the hotel hairdresser, a real Italian swinger. The first moment we met, he whispered in my ear that he had a custom-built bed in his Buick. Unfortunately, for weekdays only. Friday nights, he rushed off to his wife and kids in Brooklyn. Not to forget the bellhop and the busboy, two friends I really had fun with.
Hi, Lynn.
Timmy, what's the matter with you?
I thought maybe we'd,
After 3 months of telling the guys to keep their hands off me and be good boys, one night I found myself dying to kiss a good-looking state trooper whom I'd known just 15 minutes. And you really want to arrest me?
Well, if only you weren't called Lynn Keefe. Why the hell does it have to be me who...
But I haven't done anything.
You ran away from home, Lynn, and your parents are looking for you. My job.
Wait for me under my window. Luckily for me, he was the only cop for miles around. Shit, that was the last thing I needed. Escorted home pregnant by the police.
Jesus, what have you got in there? The hotel silver?
In Berkowitz's Clear Lake Hotel, I'd celebrated my 17th birthday and felt just like a grown-up. I had him take me to the Philadelphia bus. New York somehow frightened me. It was time to take off anyway. My tummy was beginning to show. With the $600 I'd made, I could afford a tiny room at the university. Strangely enough, I suddenly developed a real interest in campus life. I was very worried about the baby having no father, and I thought, well, if you have to find one, why not a university guy with brains? All of a sudden, a terrible thing happened. Right there in the middle of the campus. As they drove me to the hospital, I remember thinking, you lost your baby. You don't need a father for him anymore. Thank God you don't need a father for him anymore. His name was Clint, and to this day he's the only person I would willingly kill. When he came to my room after the operation, I took one look at him and fell hopelessly in love. He was my dream come true. We only talked for a few minutes, but I could see right away that he felt the same way I did. After that, he visited me every day, held my hand, kissed my fingertips, and said I shouldn't excite myself. We had agreed to talk about the future on the day I was discharged.
I'm sorry I'm late. I got held up. Hey, you look pretty good today.
Kiss me, please kiss me.
I don't want you to get excited. I want you to understand. You were in such bad shape when they brought you in here. I just couldn't, well, treat you the way I would. I mean, you were alone and frightened, and I was afraid you might do something to hurt yourself. Do you understand me? Look, we had a girl come in here, a girl like you, and she threw herself out the window 2 weeks before her baby was due.
What are you talking about? What girl?
Lynn, listen, what I'm trying to say is I was afraid you might do the same thing. I mean, everybody was. Besides, look, I don't know how to say it. I'm happily married, Lynn. I love my wife. I just can't go around falling in love with my patients.
Go away! Leave me alone!
Listen.
Go away, leave me alone!
Lynn, listen. After all, you did throw yourself at me.
Go away!
I asked you to be reasonable. It wasn't easy to ignore you.
Like I said, I hated that man. After my release from the clinic, I tried everything to get a job in Philadelphia, but unfortunately I failed as a drive-in waitress, a donut salesman, and a street vendor.
That's fine. Come in. Come closer. Come on, don't be afraid.
How about the bosom?
Oh, yeah. Would you please take off the top, miss?
The top?
Hmm?
You didn't say anything about the top. I thought you were looking for somebody...
No, come on.
Send her home if she doesn't want to. She's not so sexy anyway.
But I thought you were looking for somebody to model for a fashion show.
Of course, baby. But you've got to show underwear. That's obvious. Come on, take it off.
I never did that before.
Do you need the dough or don't you? $10 if you cut the capers.
No, I won't do that.
20.
Let her go, Jeff. Stupid bitch.
Now, wait a minute.
The same night I took off for Boston. I had $4.85 in my pocket. Maybe I should have let the Smyrna brothers take a turn at my bosom. A ridiculous situation.
Howdy. This here seat vacant.
Yes, and about 50 others, too.
Oh, shucks. I'm just trying to be friendly.
Just trying to pick up a broad, you mean? Well, you got the wrong chick, Admiral, so go win a war someplace, huh?
Merchant Marine, honey. Is that a way for a nice little gal to talk?
I'm not a nice little girl. I'm a prostitute, and this just happens to be my day off, so beat it, huh?
Well, really, I never... You a prostitute? What's your price?
Screw you.
Come on, kidding aside. What's your price, huh?
Some men you wouldn't believe. This old fogey in his silly uniform really and honestly seems to think that I would just get up and go lie down with him someplace. He must be nuts. Out of his mind.
$100.
Honey, that's a hell of a lot of money, girl.
I'm a hell of a lot of girl, Admiral.
Yeah. That's right, you sure are.
Thank you.
I'm in Boston, not here.
What, Admiral? Just think of all the fun you'll have telling the boys at the Officers Club. You bagged a girl on the bus to Boston. Well?
You think we really can? Right here in a bus?
You don't
At this speed?
You don't get seasick, do you?
I don't remember the actual happening. All I know is that I kept thinking, $100, $100. I could live on that money for 3 weeks in Boston. My reason simply stopped functioning and my last inhibitions went to the winds. One more time, who cares? Nobody would ever know it anyway.
Excuse me for getting a little funny, but how does a nice gal like you ever get in this business?
Die Frage ist die, wie kommt ein so fetter Admiral wie Sie...
Such a torpedo an innocent girl on a bus to Boston.
Das ist so...
Na, und das war's dann auch.
Wissen Sie, wer mir in Boston Glück gebracht hat? Ausgerechnet die Kennedys. Boston hat mir auf Anhieb gefallen. Ich bin gleich raus nach Hennisport gefahren, auf Cape Cod, um einen Blick auf die berühmte Familie zu werfen. Ich war den ganzen Tag unterwegs.
And there it happened, right in front of the beautiful house of Sergeant Schriever. I took a last look. The sea was noisy.
Are you crazy? What do you think you're doing driving into me like that? You're going to kill yourself. My God, are you hurt? Maybe we ought to get a doctor. Is there help? Is there anybody here who can help me?
I bumped into one of the biggest businessmen in Boston who was so shocked that he gave me a job as an elevator girl in his office building.
Sorry.
I don't take that from you or anybody else. I want it established in front of witnesses.
Bob, don't get so excited. The whole thing was a terrible misunderstanding.
I shouldn't get excited. Look, Ward, I can only say that I regret I came here this afternoon. If it wasn't, we've been friends for so many years, I never would have come. This is incredible. What this guy tried to do is bribe me. Vile bribery. Bribe me, Bob Green. I've been in this business for 10 years. I never experienced anything like it.
Oh, yeah?
Well, I got a mind to go to the district attorney so that guys like you try to undermine the honor of my profession will be forced out of the business.
All I did was offer you a partnership in our company, Green.
Yeah, so that I'll be sure to play all the records your company produces.
For the sole purpose, you're going to see a few records and advising us on the commercial possibilities. That's all. Please. What is all this hysteria taking peyote for?
I'll kick your teeth in with it.
Ground floor, gentlemen.
You stupid broad, what are you trying to do? Girl's crazy. You tried to kill me. I went out of this elevator.
Calm down. It could have been worse.
Worse? How could it be worse? She almost murdered me.
Oh, wait a minute, will you? Bob.
Might just as well go up again.
I really didn't mean to hurt anybody. It was just that man. What was that all about, anyway?
Oh, nothing. A small disagreement between friends.
You liked it, didn't you?
Oh, yes, I really did. How did you know?
Well, that's my business, to know what people your age will buy. But that's not why I brought you up here, just to listen to a few sounds. I have a problem, and I think you can help me.
Me? You're kidding. I don't know anything about records. How can I help?
Tell me something, honey. Have you ever slept with a man?
What? What do you mean, Mr. Blake?
My name is Frank. And I didn't mean that personally, but that's the way I am. I believe in being honest from the word go.
Oh, you're so right. Honesty. Everybody in this world should be honest.
Anyway, we have plenty of time for that later. Right now, I'd like you to listen to another sound. Relax. Watch.
This is your WBOB good guy, Bob Green. Yeah, Bob Green, bring you the big beat, the show that lets you decide by your cards and letters what you want to hear. Now we're going to have the number 5 record this week, up from 16 last week, a tune that you chose to be a big beat hit sound, the Dells and Fanny Baby. Woo!
Funny baby.
All right.
Funny baby.
Isn't that the man who was in the elevator with you this morning?
All right. Funny baby.
Out of sight. Suck it to me, Funny baby. Suck it to me,
Well, what'd you think about him?
I don't know.
Let me tell you the story. Bob Green is the heaviest DJ in this town.
I've only been here a short time.
Doesn't matter. All the better. Try to understand, when Green pushes a record, it's a hit. Sure, I wanted to bribe him. You probably figured that out for yourself, sweetheart. But let me ask you this. If you were a DJ, and I made you an offer that you were opposed to on moral grounds, what would you say? Tell me. What would you say?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I'd, say thanks, but no, I don't do that sort of thing.
Exactly right. You'd react like any other normal human being, but you wouldn't rant and rave about your integrity and how insulted you were and threaten to knock somebody's teeth in, would you? Unless you were on the take already. And then...
Würdest du auch, wie der Goldjunge von...
And when you B.O.B. Mr. Bob Green, you'd holler blue murder immediately. Am I right? Of course I'm right. That son of a bitch is on the take. I'm gonna stake my life on it.
Hello, Mr. Blake's office. No, I'm sorry, they're all gone for the day. Call again Monday, thank you.
So either he figures me for a plant and is afraid I'll blow the whistle on him, or the offer I made him isn't strong enough to compete with the deal he already has. And that's where you come in.
Me?
Yes, you. This is a rough world, honey, and rough people run it. And there are only two things that are important in this life. Money.
And love.
Wrong. Money and more money.
Oh.
No. Maybe. No, I don't think you could handle it.
Handle what? What do you mean, Mr. Blake?
No. I don't think you've been around enough.
Me? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Me, I've been around.
Well, maybe once.
Once. I worked as a hotel waitress in the Catskills. Ask the busboy. Ask the bellhop. Ask the maitre d'. And a policeman. And a bus driver. And a famous opera singer from Italy. And I don't even remember the names of the other guys.
Oh, okay, that's enough, honey.
Oh, and an admiral. A real admiral.
An admiral in the Catskills?
Oh, no. That was on the bus to Boston. Don't you believe me, Frank?
Honey, that's so unbelievable, I believe it. Lynn Keefe, K-E-E-F-E. Is that right?
Yes, sir. That's correct, sir.
Miss Lynn Keefe, you're now a partner in a record company. Ward Collins, Frank Blake, and the original is available to Mr. Robert Green at any time. That is, if our youngest partner here is able to get the good guy, Mr. Bob Green, in the back seat of his gold caddy and make a sucker out of that pompous dummy.
Now, Frank, you know I'm not doing it for the contract or the money. I'm only doing it for you.
I know that, honey. Thanks a lot and all that jazz.
All I can say is the first time I've seen a company building a pubic foundation. I wish you good luck.
That's what you think, brother. Come on, honey. You got to get to the Bob Green show. Rehearsal start in 15 minutes.
Am I okay? Are Missy feels all right?
You look gorgeous.
Sister, you better live out here with us.
Bye, Ward. Bye, Frank.
Goodbye, love. You're an idiot.
But Frank, it's my money you're fooling around with.
Wasn't that out of sight? Yeah, we're really getting it on here at WBOB with your WBOB good guy, Bob Green, bringing the big sound to the big beat. And I know all you kids at home are digging it along with all the big beaters here in the studio. And I know we're all digging it here in the studio, aren't we, big beaters? Yeah. Now, brothers and sisters, for the first time I'm going to play a new cut by the Mindbenders, and I know you're going to dig it. I know you're really going to dig this. Let me destroy your mind with the Mindbenders.
Oh, now I would have preferred to be any other place but here. Suddenly I was afraid he'd either beat me up or turn me over to the cops, or just simply recognize me as the elevator girl.
Hiya, lover. You want to ride?
Hi. Where you want to go? Don't I know you from someplace, sugar?
Probably. You watch WBOB?
Oh, no. Oh, no. Not with me.
What are you talking about? I don't understand.
Playboy?
Oh, yeah? She must be nuts. What are you doing? What are you doing hiding there?
I'll cry if you get mad at me, sir. I was at the studio today, and I'm a fan of yours.
Jeez, I could have had a heart attack. I mean, hiding in my car like that.
But I'm a fan, sir. I hope you don't mind.
Jeez, I could have had a heart attack.
Was that lady a friend of yours?
What'd you say?
Was that lady a friend of yours?
Yeah, she's an old friend. Are you really a fan of mine?
Yes, sir. Really, sir. Honestly, sir. Quite a fan. I mean it.
Well, why don't you climb on the front seat so I can take a look at you? What did you say your name was?
Lynn Keefe.
Well, have some ice cream, Lynn.
Thank you.
stop this terrible game, Frank. I've tried everything. He just doesn't want to. I even took my bra off for him tonight. He's hopeless, just hopeless.
Honey,
Oh, he's impossible.
Relax. Honey, he will. You can depend on it. I've got enough information on that crumb, so he'll never stand up under it. In the meantime, honey.
We can be happy without $1 million, Frank.
I told you once, remember? What are the two most important things in life?
Your hand doesn't seem to agree with you.
Oh, yeah? Offer it $1,000 and see how fast it comes out of there. You have a date with him tomorrow? You'll make it tomorrow. Go to a drive-in movie with him. Get him in the back. I'll be right on time, honey. I promise, right on time. You want to go to my place or do you want to go home?
Your place.
What?
Your place. For me, money isn't everything.
I can't hear you.
You don't have to! Even rape that DJ if I had to. Amazingly enough, Bob Green did exactly what Frank had prophesied. He took me to the drive-in, and before I could even say a prayer, I found myself lying in the back seat of his gold caddy.
Oh, Mr. Green, I can't control myself any longer. Oh, Mr. Green, what are you doing?
Come on
You
now.
mustn't do that.
Come on. We can't stop now. I love you, don't you understand? My sweet, lovely, round little girl, I love you.
You're undressing me.
What do you think I'm doing, honey pot? Come on now. This is true love, don't you know? This is the passion that brooks no interference.
Well, let me take off my skirt. Otherwise it'll rip. And what about you? It's not fair if I'm undressed and you're not.
Oh, come on, you sweet, lovely little thing. Take everything off. Oh, what adorable, sweet little panties. I love teeny-weeny little panties like those. You'll give them to me, won't you?
What about your pants, Mr. Green? That's not fair. You can't have my panties unless I can have yours.
Why, you little rascal, you sweet, adorable little rascal. I love you. I love you, baby. You'll pay for this, Blake. This time you've gone too far. I've got influence in this town. I'll destroy you, man.
If I were you, I wouldn't open my big mouth so wide, you idiot. The girl is underage, 17.
You sent her? I'll kill her!
Take it easy, you big lummox.
If you don't stop your yelling, you'll have the attendant on your back.
Collins! Who else did you bring along, you bastard?
Thank you.
Ward, you better drive. I don't think our partner's in the right frame of mind.
Partner? Collins, how can you sit there listening to this? I mean, you're a responsible man. How can you do business with this criminal?
You shut your big mouth. There are no microphones here. There are no teenagers. You got yourself into this mess all by yourself. That's why you're going to be a part into our little deal, whether you like it or not. And believe me, one day you're going to thank us for it.
Oh, that's telling him, Ward, baby.
He wanted to keep my panties, the pig.
You're talking about our partner, honey.
Kiss me. Kiss me properly. Within 5 days, Bob Green had mentioned our record 6 times on his television show. We couldn't print records fast enough, and new groups were streaming in day and night. I began to understand why the prospect of making millions meant plain happiness to Frank. Those 3 or 4 months in which I was able to work with him were some of the happiest times in my life, too. Actually, the situation was much the same as it had been with Nick Colliero. I lived and worked with him and became 18 in those days. But Frank never spoke of eternal love.
Genauso gern, auch viel lieber wäre ich natürlich seine Frau gewesen. Aber auf dem Ohr war Frank leider immer noch schwerhörig.
Genug, danke. Gut.
I'm afraid you're going to have to move out tomorrow, baby.
What? Why?
I'll tell you why. The company's 8 months old now. We've made it. We're out of the red.
So I should...
We're somebody now, and I can't afford to be talked about. You're still a minor, don't forget it.
I'm 18, for heaven's sakes. And besides...
So what? If your parents find out where you are and the fact that you're living with me, I'll be in a lot of trouble. What do you mean besides?
And besides,
Wir könnten... Ich meine, wir könnten ja einfach heiraten.
Ja, bist denn du noch zu retten? Ich hab dir schon 1000-mal...
I'm not going to get married until I've made my first million. Now, you remember that.
If I have to go anyway, I might as well tell you again. I want to marry you, you idiot.
Just cool it, baby.
If I've got to go, you can damn well hear it again. I want to marry you.
Good morning. Am I late?
What the hell are you dressed up for?
Where have you been? A company meeting was called at 9 o'clock this morning.
I always thought it was a lady's privilege to come late.
Well, you thought wrong, baby. Well, Lynn, I'm very surprised at you. You knew this was a very important meeting, yet you walked in here 2 hours late. Since when do you smoke?
That's none of your business. I've come to the conclusion that there's no sense in sacrificing myself for you, and at being at the company's beck and call day and night. I only get treated like trash anyhow, whether I'm on time or not. So I may as well dress as I please and put my money to some use, and come and go as I please. You wouldn't notice anyhow.
Oh.
All you're interested in is the business and nothing else, as long as the money keeps rolling in.
Lynn, you're making it very easy for us. I would have thought you had... Listen, Lynn. We've been discussing the status of each of the partners in relation to the contribution that each makes to the company earnings.
What does that mean?
Well, it's very simple. Ward here handles distribution. Bobby, baby, handles promotion. I get the groups, conduct the sessions, and coordinate production.
So?
And you? What do you actually do for the 25% of the company you own, baby?
When I look at you, good guy, I realize just how much I have done for the company.
Okay, that's the way it was. But our partners here, and I must say I agree with them, have decided that you can be effectively replaced by an $85 a week secretary.
So you want me out of here, too?
Lynn, business is business. There's nothing personal involved here, dear.
Shove it.
Shove it?
What do you mean, shove it, you little idiot? You had a chance for $6,000, a chance to travel. What were you when I met you? Nothing. You're an elevator girl. Now you got some clothes. You look like something. A little dope from Scranton, and now you got a chance to have something in your life. Don't give us that shove it junk. I don't understand you at all. Here's a chance to travel, to be somebody finally, like I told you.
Oh, Walt, you talk to her. I get it. Now listen, Lynn, dear, Lynn.
To make a long story short, I was as good as dead before I'd even entered the room. As it concerned their pockets, the gentlemen made it quite clear to me that if I didn't cooperate, they could liquidate the company within an hour and form a new one right away, without me. Give.
You can always stay on as a secretary, honey.
The less I see of you bastards, the better I'll like it.
Oh, Lynn, try.
Ow! Oh, you bitch! Ow! Do you see what that did?
5 days later, I was way down south and still desperate and full of black ideas. Only one thing was clear. My dreams of a Superman were a thing of the past. I was 18 years old, had my own car, and still a couple of $1,000s in the bank. And I was determined to keep this standard up, come what may.
Luxembourg!
We've seen a great many beauties in Miami, but I have to admit, Miss Luxembourg tops them all.
Cheers to Miss Luxembourg!
Make smiles, please. Sit up on the backrest for a shot, would you please, Vince?
A few words for WQAM in Miami.
How do you rate your chances, Miss Luxembourg? Come on, give us a great big smile now, will you, honey?
Hey, what is there about Luxembourg? Tell us about Luxembourg.
About Miss Luxembourg.
How did I Florida?
Yeah.
I'm Mary, but I'm not Miss Luxembourg.
Sorry, Miss was arriving by car.
Got the chick's room number.
For God's sake, don't scream, angel face. I don't like screaming, woman. I only want to have a quiet talk with you. My name is Juan Jose Ignacio Rodriguez de Calderon. Want to see my credit cards? Anyway, come, Miss Sam.
But I don't understand. What's this all about?
Nothing. You're just a delicious girl, and I want to make a deal with you. It may be a little bit, immoral for a girl like you, but 1,000 a day, or maybe more, to 6,000.
What kind of a deal is this?
Oh, Christ, a chick like you. I don't even dare think about it. You take a suite here in this hotel, and leave the rest to me.
3,000 a day?
That's what I said. Listen, the contest for Miss Universe starts tomorrow. You know what that means?
This guy's idea was simple and brilliant at the same time. Sam wanted to find out which sturdy old men in the audience would be ready to blow a minimum of $1,000 a shot with Miss Luxembourg. He'd figured there'd be plenty of money boys there who'd pay a fortune to be able to say they'd spent the night with a beauty queen. Like this, he'd say,
Miss Luxembourg will be waiting for you at 4 o'clock in penthouse A1.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
What?
Sure. Didn't you ever hear the story of Lady Godiva?
Uh-huh.
Took a ride through town on a horse.
Naked.
Mm-hmm. Lovely blonde hair showing and lovely limbs.
But where's the horse?
Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's go! Let's go!
Oh, yeah!
The best thing about it was the speed by which it all happened. Not one of those $1,000 gentlemen stayed long. In spite of the acrobatics, they were all lousy lovers. The Argentine multimillionaire, for instance. He almost died in my arms.
Ay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Feel better, Papa?
Yes, much better, much better. Oh, you were so lovely, 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 lovely. Testing, 1, 2, 3, 4.
You enjoyed it?
Oh, it was fantastic. It was so short, so quick. I could make love to you for days and nights and weeks and months and years. You are so lovely. Everything is so fantastic.
You want to do it again?
No. But I would love to have a photograph of you to bring back a photograph, please.
No photograph.
But
I can't be recognized.
I must have this for the memories.
Memories are made of this. For this, he paid another $500, the old idiot.
I have a very important bet on. $3,000. Do you mind if we just take a peek? A little peek.
Oh, no, go right ahead. I like baseball. What about your shoes?
What?
What about your shoes?
What shoes?
Your shoes.
What's wrong with my shoes?
They're on your feet, on my bed.
Oh.
There was some question as to whether or not West would play today. He missed his flight last night. The pitcher sets, throws, low and inside, ball one. Parker has one of the Los Angeles hits today.
Steal the base.
Call strike.
Get going.
1-1. There's a fantastic crowd.
Get going.
There's 60,000 paid attendance and millions of baseball fans around the country. Parker is batting .268 on the season.
Want some popcorn?
Home runs and 27
Wonderful,
runs
thank you.
batted in. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike two, 1 ball, 2 strikes. The windup and the pitch hit up in the air in front of the plate, and the Dodgers are retired. Pete Rose ready to face Perinoski. The windup and the pitch, low, ball 1. Perinoski set. Rose swings. There it goes, look out. Going a home run for Pete Rose. Listen to that crowd. And the Redlegs go out in front, 1-0 here in Los Angeles. It's number 23 for Rose this season, and his 47th run batted in. Well, there goes Perinoski's no-hitter.
There goes another $3,000 down the drain. Shut this damn thing off.
Okay, pal. Your time is up.
What are you doing in here, and how'd you get in here?
Doesn't matter. Your time is up. And I have another customer waiting.
Oh, little lady, I want you to meet a son of the great state of Texas. This is my boy, Billy Joe Hankin III. Billy Joe, I'd like to introduce Miss Luxemburger. I was a representative of that great country in, you know where it is, don't you, Billy Joe? Billy Joe, how many times I told you to take your hat off in the presence of a lady? Now take your hat off and say hello.
Hello.
Speak up, boy, so people can hear you. Phew, now you know why I brought him here. By the way, what language you speak, Miss Luxemburger?
Old English.
Old English. Well, I guess you'll get along fine.
Nice to meet you, Billy Joe.
Howdy, ma'am.
You see, Billy Joe, he ain't never done it before. Not with a lady, that is. Well, I guess you heard that in Texas we like to do things big. So rather than get him another Mercedes or a Learjet, we thought we'd fix him up real nice for his birthday. Now, he ain't gonna be 21 till fall. So we come over here to this Miss Universe contest, and I said to him, Billy Joe, you pick out the one you like best, and I'll buy it for you, and he picked you, honey.
Thank you very much, Billy Joe. I'm really flattered.
I made a deal with a minister of that country of yours, but tell you something, I'd like to sweeten the pot a little, just for personal reasons. So I want Billy Joe to have a real good time. Now, let's see. There you are, honey.
That's very sweet of you, Mr. Hankins.
BJ, honey. BJ to you.
Thanks, BJ. I just hope I'm worthy of the trust you've placed in me.
I'm going back to my room, son. Oh, let me tell you something. Your great-grandpappy, he fought the Comanches. He fought the squatters. He fought the settlers. He fought the sheep herders. He fought the dust storms. He fought pestilence and famine. Now, you just remember, boy, you're a Hankin, and you got a heritage. Now, you get in there. Well, just don't you be scared. But if you need me, I'm in my room, boy. I'm in my room.
Bye, Mr. Hankins, and thanks again.
BJ to you, honey. Just BJ.
I ain't quite sure what I'm supposed to do here.
Oh, it's okay. I'll show you.
You ain't really gonna leave all that money here, are you?
Why not? We're the only ones here.
Now, wait a minute.
Come on, it's easy.
I'm going to make you an honorary member of the Glamis County Sheriff's
Oh,
Department.
that's not really necessary.
Oh, you deserve it. You know, I never did think much about this foreign aid, but You Luxemburgers need all the help you can get. Now, if you ever get in trouble...
Thanks, BJ. Thank you very much.
You deserve it. Well, I wish I was 10 years younger. Go show her your rank and give her a kiss goodbye, will you?
Oh, my ribs!
Bye, BJ.
Yes, ma'am.
Real sweet kid.
You know, Pa, I hope she wins.
Now, let's see what we can do about that. Now, put your boots on, boy. But don't allow them to throw that sash in. I'm going to hang it right next to that trophy I won. Zip up, boy, zip up.
Bang! The scandal was unbelievable. We took the next plane to Europe. The whole thing was Sam's fault, of course. In the face of all that loot, he'd been tempted to set up a second phony miss on the same floor of the hotel. And to top it off, it was another Miss Luxemburg. And worse, while I was lying in that plane, this pal of mine from Cuba already had some new ideas. But Sam had made plans already. As soon as we arrived in Rome, he pushed me out on the gangway next to Mr. Hefner. By the time, my name was in the headlines already.
Im Hotel, da stand mein Name schon in allen Zeitungen.
Hefner landet in Rom mit...
Hefner arrives in Rome from Hollywood. Are they going to be married? How do you like that?
But I'm not a starlet. I've never been in a movie.
Well, who cares? Just move down a little bit and all the film producers will want to have you.
You really think so?
Sure, sure. Avanti, move, move.
So war er. Ich glaube, er kannte sämtliche Filmproduzenten in Rom. Jeden Vormittag sagte er, kämen sie auf die Via Veneto und hielten Ausschau nach Mädchen, die in den Klatschspalten von sich reden machten.
Benedict XIV rescued the building from complete ruin. Look it. And he proclaimed it holy because of the martyr's blood which had been shed there. There was... Oh, that's my old friend Olivetti. Hey, Oli! Hey, Oli! Un momento, signore. We must greet Signor Olivetti, the typewriter guy. Amico mio. My dear Lynn, I have the great honor of presenting you to my friend, the famous producer Olivetti.
Commendatore.
Commendatore.
Nice to meet you, Comey.
Niente, Comey. Commendatore, signorina.
He wants you to play in his next picture.
I thought you said he was a typewriter man. Oh, I had a dream about our movie, Carlo.
What? What movie?
The one you're going to star me in.
Yes, of course. I must introduce you to the director.
Oh, yes. Director. Is he famous, too?
Direttore Emilio Campanella.
Glad to meet you, signore.
Direttore.
Direttore, forgive me. What did he say?
He says mutandine.
I don't think I'll be that way long with all this spaghetti.
E il seno? Dov'è il seno? Tu lo vedi il seno, amico?
Sposami, Emilio, my word of honor.
Oh, il tuo parola d'onore? Si spoglia?
He says, do you undress?
Here?
Qui?
No, intendo davanti alla macchina da presa.
No, in front of the camera.
Where's the camera, Direttore?
Santa Madonna signorina! Chiunque può dire che lei non ha temperamento. Adesso io le farò un provino per vedere se sarà capace di interpretare la parte difficile di una ninfomane. Si giri, per favore, grazie.
Oh! Can you swim? No!
E non scappare, piccola. Non scappare, piccola. Io ti predico che tu avrai un grande futuro. Hai una schiena che... andiamo molto meglio, piccola mia. L'acqua evidentemente ti fa qualche cosa e allora aggiungeremo moltissime scene nell'acqua. No, che mi fa il solletico.
Madonna mia!
Capitano, ich glaube, ich steige besser aus.
Zurück zum Hafen.
We are going to have a weekend full of fun. My fair one.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps we will head for Capri. It's terrific good.
The film first, Capitano?
How come? For 500,000 lire, my chief interest is amore.
500,000 what?
Lira, good Italian money. More or less $1,000.
I'll murder him! Selling me like a whore! And you never told me! That's the rottest thing I ever heard of! And I trusted you like a brother! Amu, disappear! Make yourself scarce, you scum, you slob, you pimp, you!
Oh, Lynn, baby, have a heart. At least let me have a word with you. What are we supposed to live on? You haven't got any idea how expensive Rome is.
What did you just say? What we're supposed to live on?
No, just a second, please, sir. I will explain it to you.
You were in charge of all the money we made. At least $20,000. How can that all be gone?
I almost wasn't the point to explain it to you.
What do you mean you almost told me?
Listen, honey, you know, the day before we left Miami, this friend of mine from Cuba told me about a horse, lightning bolt, racing at Hialeah. It was a sure winner. How could I know this horse was 18 years old?
I'll murder you! You damn pimp!
Help! Help! Oh.
Who the hell are you and what are you doing here?
But Lynn, he's a real film producer.
I beg your pardon, bella signorina, but I just had no idea how...
Advocato is an honest-to-God film producer. Please, Advocato, come in. Do come in.
Come on, I've had my belly full of you film producers. Or has he already paid his money, too? And I suppose he has a Rolls Royce in front of his house. And an indoor swimming pool for screen tests.
Lynn, this is a real film producer.
I apologize, signorina, but the only car I own at the moment is the Fiat 850. Business has been so bad.
What did you say? Say that again.
Accendi la luce.
Tira un po' quello.
Allarga quel
Mostrare le gambe serve sempre un po'.
Un
Così.
pelatino metti.
Il
Tira
trucco,
un po' a
guarda qui.
destra. Va bene così. Grazie.
Sorride, Lynn. Sorride. È distesa. Sono a posto le luci?
Così. Vabbè, grazie.
Sorrida.
Come va?
Guarda, non sorride, non è disteso, non so che cosa fare. Lui che cosa dice?
Spogliarla.
Spogliarla? Ma c'è soltanto questo in testa, devo sempre spogliare la gente. Che glielo vada a dire lui? Ci vada lei a dirlo. Io non posso, ci vada, ci vada.
Signorina, we men have come to the conclusion that you still don't look attractive enough. Why don't you just take off this silly clothing?
Me? Undress? Never.
Ma cara, why are you so stuffy? Naturally, we close all the doors.
Forget it. I leave that kind of thing for the girls who can't wait to strip. Either I play this part with my clothes on or nothing happens.
Bravo!
I love that you do this. I said to myself, the moment I saw you, I said, this is a lady of, how do you say, breeding.
Who do you think you are?
Let these idiots make their film. You and I, we will go have something to eat, okay?
What do you want?
My name is Gino.
And I'm Linda. Let me out of
I
here.
know, and I would like you to tell me what a charming girl like you is doing in a place like this.
Gino, what does all this mean? You are the one who wanted her to strip.
Shh. This is a hell of a way to make a film.
This conduct just won't do. I find it impossible.
Finally, the first time I find a girl in this place who could say no, eh? Ciao.
Ciao, gentlemen.
I give up. I'll fix him for this.
Well, baby, now that you found him, you know that you can't let him go. Forget all your troubles and worries. Get ready for a big show. Well, honey, how did a bad girl like you get a nice guy like Gino? Oh, how did a bad girl like you get a hold of this bowl?
Gino, my one true love. He came upon me like some force of nature, something one can't resist. Perhaps I was caught off guard, having made up my mind never to fall in love again. And maybe I loved him so much because he was looking for the pure and innocent in me. Oh, Gino.
How long you keep on getting in at 4 o'clock in the morning?
That's none of your business.
So you intend to marry this Gino?
Oh, you already know about that, huh? What do you want from me?
I think 50,000 would be fine.
50,000 what?
Dollars, not lira. And you have to get them from Gino, otherwise he will get something from me.
Are you drunk? What are you talking about? Gino's just a poor, struggling young man.
That's what you think. In fact, he's the only son of a multimillionaire in Milan.
You're kidding.
I never kid about money. Never.
50,000. Wow.
I love weddings.
In nomine Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Confirmo che Deus cooperatis est in nobis a templo santo tuo godeste Jerusalem. Kyrie eleison, Kyrie eleison, Pater noster.
I hope you'll forgive me, but I'm sure you'll understand if we leave now without any further formalities, okay? In the meantime, eat, drink, dance, and have a good time for as long as pleases you. Come on.
Hey! Wait a minute! What's this all about?
My flowers.
Hey! What about the 50,000?
But Sam, you seem to be the only one who hasn't heard. Gino's been disinherited by his father for marrying me.
What?
Ciao, my fine feathered friend.
If he hasn't got a dime, who's going to pay that bill?
Oh, we just put it on your bill. That's okay with you, isn't it?
Avete sentito? E adesso dovrei pagare il conto io.
spend our honeymoon anywhere if he couldn't have it in Monte Carlo. It took me just 24 minutes to find out why. This was the amount of time he gave me to get dressed. He hadn't told me that he had persuaded one of his numerous aunts to lend him $20,000, which he was sure he could easily double in a surefire investment. The name of it was roulette.
Rien ne va plus. Grande rouge, passe.
Finito. Oh, that's all the money there was. No more.
You mean there's nothing left at all?
Nothing. Ah.
Don't look so sad. After all, I love you. Come on, let's go. We'll take the next plane out of here.
No. I got a better idea.
By the way, did you know that Gino is a real Italian count? Do you know what that makes me? A countess. And he assured me that people of our standing are not allowed to travel in second-class cars. Therefore, we spent another 2 hours in Monte Carlo waiting for a suitable form of transportation back to Italy. When this Rolls-Royce showed up, the driver must have recognized immediately that I was a countess. He stopped the Rolls-Royce and was very cooperative in helping us, gone for frequent vacations. No doubt it helped the credit of the Count and his Countess a lot to arrive there in a formidable Rolls.
Your father sent this telegram in which he states he is not responsible for your behavior, your honor, marriage, mother, everything. Huh? In fact, you are disinherited.
So what?
And worse, my advice to you is call the police.
This is another typical joke of my father, that's all.
I will give you until tomorrow morning to pay the bill. Or I will do as your father told me. Fuori, via, immediatamente. No more service for this room. Presto. Cara mia, Mama, don't cry. Let me tell you something. Don't cry. Now I'm going to show you how an Italian count will make money just like that.
Oh, Gino, don't try it again. Kiss me, just kiss me. We'll find a way.
Just stay in bed. This is the business of a man. I'll be back before the cock crows with money. Goodbye.
Gino, why don't you ever let me try?
Just stay in bed where a wife of mine belongs.
The way it's been the last couple of days. Gino goes out every day and punctually returns when the cock crows, without money. And I stay in bed. You see? Gino's such a devout Catholic. For him, marriage is the most sacred thing.
My dear Lord, that certainly is a hell of a story. It certainly needs a happy ending. That is, if I happen to have my checkbook and your husband doesn't come home before the cock crows.
It's in the back pocket of your pants.
That's amazing.
Oh, darling, please, you must forgive.
I'll be damned.
Oh, it's not
I could
my
swear
love
just for
you
my
to
wife's
behave
voice.
like this.
What mother is this?
That's Gino's voice.
That you think I will take money from a lady is the most incredible insult ever offered to my name or my family.
But darling, I couldn't stand to see you growing more and more upset every day. You must have the check. Oh, after all, it's only a couple of days.
I've never been in a situation like this. Never in my entire life!
Let me sign this before I leave. Does your husband have a pistol?
What is he doing to
Wait
him?
a minute. At least until I've gone. Oh, my God.
Please.
Gino.
Please, young man, don't become loud.
Who are you? What are you doing in bed with my wife? I'm probably going to kill you.
That's perfectly all right.
Hold me back. Somebody hold me. I'm going to kill you. What are you doing here? Who are you? Answer me satisfaction. I feel the horns. I am betrayed.
Gino, forgive me.
All right. What, for instance, is this? I knew my wife was cheap. 150,000 lire.
How dare you? I am Luca de Ambrosio, Conte di Maniscalchi. That's who I am.
And I am Pier Luigi Orlando Duca Caracciolo di Montecuccoli. Well, after all, still looks like a happy ending.
How did a nice guy like you get into this business?
Lynn, baby, what are you doing? Where's the guy you thought you would find? A little bird in a great blue something, fooling around to get him out of your mind. Hell, honey, how did a nice girl like you get into this business? How did a nice girl like you get caught in this game? Sweet little broadleaf in Scranton, and a pretty doll in her hand, a growing heartbeat deep in her tummy, gonna hook a daddy-type man. Hell, honey, how did a nice girl like you get into this trouble? How did a nice girl like you get to be misled? Kid, you're making it big now, but your smile is beginning to fade. It's a tough world and tough people run it. Play it cool, you've already been laid. Shucks.